Hey, Ronnie Dale, Four Wheeling Australia. Welcome to 10 must-have essential items for four-wheeling, overlanding, four-wheel driving, whatever you want to call it. And here's the beauty about it. None of them are actually attached to your vehicle. So you don't need this to go four-wheeling, and you don't even need that. All you need is this, or that. This video has come about because I keep getting flooded with emails and questions on YouTube and various other social medias. What do I need to go four-wheeling? And they're always referring to what they need on a vehicle. You don't need anything. You don't need to upgrade your tires, suspension lift, or any of that. You don't need to. If you just want to go out for a day trip or a weekender, even for like a bit of a travel, you don't need anything. So there's a bit of a misconception because we're watching people like me and others drive with all this gear on the vehicle. My vehicle is overkill. This vehicle here is even overkill to some of the most stuff you can do. So a stock vehicle with these 10 items is all you need. Number one, the shovel. Why is this number one? Well, a shovel has multi-purpose use. If you get bogged, a shovel is the first port of call. I'm digging a bit of a ramp, as anyone should anyway. The shovel is always the first port of call with any sand recovery, or any recovery for that matter. If you need to go to the bush and do business, the shovel comes out. If you've got a campfire, the shovel comes out. Now we're not talking about camping really here, we're talking about four-wheel driving. Track building, shovel. This will come in handy if you get stuck out there. So shovel is number one. Number two, two UHF radios. Now I'm not talking about these ones. These are overkill. You don't need this. As a beginner, you do not need a 3-watt radio or even this 1-watt radio. So let's put these away. You can get away with these. Now a lot of people consider these kids radios, and you know what? They probably are. I'll let my kids use them. However, these are 0.5 watts and these are fine. And why do you need two? One inside the vehicle, one outside the vehicle. If you're in a bit of a sticky situation, your passenger can jump outside the vehicle and guide you. So two radios. You don't need a mounted radio inside your car. Recovery gear. Now this is the first item that's going to cost you a bit of coin. Most important of all is a recovery point. Now these will fit in every single vehicle that has a tow assembly. So that is the number one thing to get. The second thing to get will be a snatch strap with perhaps a shackle. Soft shackles are much safer to use, however they're much more expensive. So you have to price up the value of your safety, in other words. You can get away with metal ones. Two winch blankets. Now, what if you don't have a winch? It doesn't matter, use these on a snatch strap. It actually dampens it, so two dampeners. And a tree trunk protector, but you're not going to use it as a tree trunk protector, you're going to use it to equalize the front of your car because a lot of vehicles, modern vehicles, don't have recovery points on the front, they have tie-down points. So you can halve the stress on those tie-down points by using a strap on the front. So that is my recommendation for a basic recovery kit. That will cost you a little bit though. But you can shop around. This is obviously a reputable, expensive brand. And then you got some cheaper brands. Just don't buy anything off eBay that doesn't have a name because it could be dodgy stuff. Next on the list is first aid kit. And this is very, very important. And another spot we can't really skimp on price. Look, you can pay up to 20 bucks for a packet of Band-Aids, right? So first aid kits are going to cost you a bit of coin. Not sponsored by any products in this entire video, by the way, just so you know. But this is one I got with the vehicle when I bought it. It's a pretty basic kit, but it's actually got a fair bit of stuff in there. So if you've already got one, you may only need to add a couple of things to it. Look, if you want to know what to add to it, that's not part of this video. I'll have to do a video just on first aid kits. I've tried a fair few out. As you can see, I've got 4 here on the go. This is a St. John's ambulance one, quite expensive kit, but it's got everything you need. It's a road road trauma kit. This one here is one of my favorites because everything's organized in here. You got all your little pockets, bites and stings and all that kind of stuff. I even have a snake bite kit in here. So whatever first aid kit you get, you're going to need to add something to it. This is the latest one I'm testing out. Thankfully I haven't had to test it out yet. That's a waterproof case, and this is a full comprehensive first aid kit as well. Survival Emergency Solutions, I guess that's the brand of it. And it's pretty damn comprehensive. And it looks cool too. But it's not all about the looks, is it? So first aid kit, must be on your list. The compressor. Yes, you do need a compressor if you're going off-roading. You don't need a tyre deflator, but you need a compressor, because letting your tyres down, I could do that with a piece of bark, pretty much. All you gotta do is push that little valve core in and the air comes out. So yeah, you will need a tyre compressor, because look, if you're off-roading near the beach and it's a local beach and you know there's a service station that can pump your tyres up, yeah, you don't need one. But look, just get a cheap compressor. This one here is pretty cheap. I actually used to have a $30 Australian dollars, $30 compressor on a previous vehicle, and it worked fine. It worked for years. Nothing wrong with it. Look, if you've got tyres this size, you're going to need a decent compressor, but we're not talking about big off-road good tyres. We're talking about just road tyres here. With the compressor, I'm going to include a cheap tyre gauge. Like just the cheapest one you can find. Even if it's not accurate, you got a rough idea of how much PSI is in it. And when I say accuracy, some vary 2 PSI to 4 PSI compared to the other ones. So if you use the same one, you're going to get the same reading on all tyres. Number 6 on the list is maps. Look, even Dora the Explorer teaches kids they need maps. You need maps. And it's not just so you know where you're going. In these maps, you also find information, phone numbers, hospitals, police stations, fuel, all that kind of stuff you need to know. So maps is essential over GPSs. Don't just go with a GPS, you need maps. And we don't even talk about GPSs here. You don't even need that to go full driving. Next on the list is water. And why would you need water if you're going four-wheeling or overlanding when we're just talking about the car? We're not talking about camping, remember? If you get stuck, you have water. You can go without food for 30 days. It's said you can go without food for 30 days until there's irreversible damage to your body. However, water, you need that within 2 to 3 days. Otherwise, you are dead. So water, essential part. And don't put all your eggs in one basket. Go 2 containers, and there's all different kinds of containers. You can even go cheap ones, or you can go to big 20-litre ones. It's up to you. Tools. In case something happens, or you've got to change a tyre or whatever it is, you have your basic tools. And you know what? You probably don't have to buy any, because you should have some in your garage or your shed at home. If you don't, just buy the cheapest simple kit, because you're not out there to be a mechanic, you're just out there to sort out a problem, if there is a problem.
If you'd like to know more about a recommended toolkit, I have a video just on that. It's in the description below. With the toolkit, I'm going to include a bottle jack. The current one you have is good, but if you don't have a bottle jack, get yourself a cheap bottle jack. They don't cost much. And a jacking plate. So like a wooden board or a metal plate like you see right on your screen now. This will help you when you're on the sand or on any uneven terrain.
Special delivery from MacGyver, the man himself.
Obviously it's not from MacGyver, but just in case you thought it was.
Next up is the miscellaneous kit. This is also something you may not even have to buy anything out of. We have duct tape, as number one. We have ratchet straps, or these are tie-down straps, but ratchet straps even better. They're quite cheap. Cable ties. Wire. This is 1.4mm wire. You can use fencing wire, any wire you can get your hands on pretty much. There we go, mate.
Sure, mate.
No worries. Open your beer. This stuff here is easy to get, easy to source, and will get you out of most troubles. If you can't fix it with duct tape and cable ties, you can't fix it. Nah, you probably can. The last on the list is your spare tyre. Now, why would I mention spare tyre? Everyone's got a spare tyre, right? Yeah, everyone has a spare tyre, but what people forget to do sometimes, or when they buy a second-hand vehicle, the tyre size may be different. You need the same size tyre as your spare. And some spares are just really, really crappy spares. I would not trust them under any circumstances. Even on the road, I wouldn't trust some spares. Make sure that this spare is the exact same size as what you're running on the vehicle. Doesn't have to be the same brand, just the same size. So here we are for a quick recap, and then I'll give you my quick 5 bonus items. The shovel, the 2 handhelds, the recovery gear. Now this, you don't need all of it, but that's a good kit there. First aid kit, just one. Cheap compressor, maps, 2 water containers, one's not enough. Tool bag, even half the amount of tools I have, just bring some tools. And the miscellaneous MacGyver box. There we go. That's pretty much all you will need, and you can pretty much head out four-wheeling in your basic vehicle. You have everything you need now. Bonus 5 items you can bring. One of these you may already have, and that is a simple GPS. I'm not talking about one of those expensive off-road navigation systems. I'm just talking about a general TomTom or something that drops breadcrumbs, because you can follow those breadcrumbs back out if you drive into somewhere. It just helps you find your way back out. Something else you may already have is a jerry can, extend your fuel range. You don't need to put a extended fuel tank in. Cheap items you can add, tire plugging kit. It's just a simple tire plugging kit. It just makes your spare last longer, because you can plug it if there's a hole in it. Of course, if there's a slash, you can't fix that, but hey, plugging kit might help you. Basic spares. Now, if you're not sure what to carry with spare parts, there is another video on that. All the links are in the description below. Spare fluids, I'll add to that as well. And if you're going serious remote, really remote travel where there's no one else around, then I would strongly suggest hiring a satellite phone or purchasing an EPIRB. And that is your emergency response should you get stuck. And depending on where you are in the world, it may be a spot unit or something like that you need. So those are the things that I am recommending that you should have for four-wheel driving as an extended list. So any questions, drop them down below. Anything you think should be added to this list of 10, drop them down below as well. And thanks for watching. Any more requests, put them down below too. Cheers. Subscribe here, patreon.com/RonnieDale up this way, and more videos on stuff with four-wheel driving.